Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we continue our DB2 tutorial and I will talk about identity columns. Let's say for example you want to create a customers table. I will create now a new file and right there create table and the table name is customers. I will open the parentheses and now I need an ID for each customer. So the column name is cust_ID, data type is integer, and this is the primary key of this table. Now I need auto incrementation for this column. This type of column, we call it in DB2 identity column. And you need the following syntax. You write generated. Here you have two options. The first one is always, I will explain it in a moment, as identity, comma, and let's say we create also another column cust_name, and let's say varchar is the data type. So I will close it and then close the statement, save and quit, run the file with DB2. Perfect. When you use the option always, that means you are not allowed to insert value in the column cust_ID. And when you will try to insert, for example, with this way, customers and values, so in all columns, and for example, you try here to insert this customer, DB2 will not accept it. Why? cust_ID define it as generated always. That means to get values there, you have two possibilities. Either you insert in your other columns, for example, in our case, cust_name, and this is our first customer. He accepted, or you insert in all columns, but in the identity column, use the keyword default. And now let me change the name here. And as you see, he accepted. So if I select everything from customers, you see we have there two customers and we have here auto incrementation. Perfect. Now let me create another table. So file 3, file 4, and here I will create a suppliers table. So let me delete this and right here suppliers. This one is now sub_ID and this one is now sub_name. I will change always with by default. This is the second option of the identity columns. Save and quit, and now run the file. When you choose the option by default, you are allowed to insert in the identity column, so in our column sub_ID, but when you don't do, DB2 will generate it automatically. So let me show you first how it works. So insert into suppliers, and now I will choose to generate it automatically. For example, I will insert only in sub_name values. Let's say, for example, I will insert me as first supplier. And now DB2 select from suppliers, and as you see, this is the first record in this table. Here also I can use the keyword default. For example, I delete here the column name and right here default, and let's say the second supplier is, for example, David. When I select As you see, I have there a second record and auto incrementation. Okay, but what happens if I try to insert a value manually? So I know that the next sequence number is 3. So I will write there. Let's say the name is sub3. He accepted also, and when we select, as you see, we have our third supplier. The problem here is now we must tell DB2, hello bro, we inserted the value manually, you must update yourself. If I don't do it and I will try to insert now the next value automatically, I will get duplicate error. So let me, for example, try to show you what will happen. So let's say now I want to insert the fourth supplier. As you see, he tell me duplicate value. Why? Because the automatic counter of DB2 still actually know that 3 is the next one, but I inserted already 3. So at this moment, you need to type DB2 alter table, and then the table name is suppliers, alter column, the column name is sub underscore id, and now a restart with, and tell him what is the next sequence number, in our case 4. At this moment he knows, aha, the next one will be 4, and when you try to insert, it works. So again, I will insert now manually. Let's say, for example, supplier number 5 and the sequence number 5, the next one. He accepted. Now let me select it. As you see, we have now 5 suppliers. And if I will try to insert automatically, he will not accept. And that's why, before I do it again, I need to run alter table, and then alter column, identity column name, and now a restart with 6. This is the next one. And when I try now to insert automatically, so let's say I will use the another insert statement, this one here, and I will say I need supplier number 6. He accepted. Perfect. And now we will create a third table. On the third table, which is the table of employees, I will show you that you can control the attributes of an identity column. So let me delete this, employees, and this one is now, let's say, emp id, and this one is emp underscore name. Let's say, for example, we go back to generated always, and here after identity, open the parentheses. Let's say, for example, you want to start your sequence with 100. At this time you write start with 100. And let's say also you want to increment by 5. Is also possible when you write increment by 5. Close the parentheses, and now save and quit, and run this file. DB2 file 5. Now when I will insert a new employee, so insert into employees, emp underscore name, values, and then let's say me again, and then when you write DB2 select everything from employees, you will see that it starts with 100. This is what we want. And when you insert the next one, let's say imp2, you will see, or let's say I insert another imp3, you will see that he increment by 5. Perfect. And now the last scenario of this video, I will create another table. So 5, 6, vi 5, 6. Let's say we have a products table. So I will delete this and then right there products. Now let me change this one here to let's say prod ID, and this one here to prod underscore name. Now I will delete all of this. Add here the constraint not null. Save and quit and run this file. Okay, now let's say you want to set the column prod ID as identity column. At this time, you write DB2 alter table, table name is products, alter column, column name is prod underscore ID, set generated always as identity. Run. Maybe now you want to check if prod underscore ID got really the identity property. At this time, you can check the table syscat columns. So describe table syscat columns. I don't need all the column. I will need call name. I will need identity and generated. So when you type, let's say it's easier to use this, select call name, identity, generated, where tab name equal to products. Oh, sorry, I forgot from. And as you see here, prod underscore ID, yes, is an identity column and generated always. You can even change some attributes of this identity column. Maybe you want to change the incremented by. At this moment, you can type DB2 alter table products, in our case, alter column, and the column name is prod underscore ID, set increment by 10. And at this moment, he will no more increment by 1, he will increment by 10. The last command of this video. Now, let's say, for example, you change completely your mind and you don't want that prod underscore ID is an identity column. At this time, you type DB2 alter table products alter column prod underscore id drop identity. And now when you run this select statement, you see that prod underscore id is no more an identity column. I hope you liked this video and learned something. Don't forget to subscribe the channel to see more. I will continue in future video with more constraints and see you there. Bye.